I stood in front of my class that first Friday of my first week of teaching. I really made it, and I didn't even feel like a first-year teacher. I didn't just make it through my first week of teaching, I rocked it. And I want to share with you guys how I got to that exact moment. I began my AVID experience at the University of Texas of the Permian Basin in Odessa, Texas. UTPB required all incoming freshmen to take a freshman interest group course. The orientation course was to prepare us incoming freshmen for what life was about to throw at us in college, and to keep us in track with our chosen major, education. It wasn't until 2 years later that when I started my actual education courses that I truly realized what the vision of AVID was. The Teacher Preparation Initiative, also known as TPI, was such a huge factor in realizing my goal of becoming a teacher. Thanks to supportive professors like Lorraine Spickerman, who pushed me to be the best teacher I could be, I was well prepared for my first year of teaching. She tirelessly coached us and infused us with the culture of quality teaching. We couldn't help but be excited to be teachers. Lorraine was so intentional with her teaching. She would match her earrings to the theme of the lesson every day. After graduation, I applied to teaching positions in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I lined up 3 great job opportunities, and I went to my first interview. Little did I know the moment the word AVID came out of my mouth, I would not need to go to those other 2 interviews. The principal, Dr. Patricia Tremmel, finished my interview, sent me out with another coworker to tour the school. And before we made it 10 feet from the interview room, I hear on the announcements, "Miss Coutu, can you come to the office, please?" I was scared. I have never been called to the principal's office before. I headed to her office looking for her. I didn't have to look for her. As soon as I rounded the corner, she was in the middle of the hallway guarding that front door. She was not about to let me leave. Her reason for offering me a position right then and there, AVID. She was so impressed with my knowledge of AVID, my portfolio and my sample work from student teaching, and my potential to bring Wicker to Hamilton Park Magnet. She would not let me leave without saying yes to that position. She gave me her personal cell phone number so I would call her right as I walked out that door after I talked to my mama. She even refused to let me take the kinder position that I was kind of hoping for because she absolutely wanted me in a STAR testing grade level. She had all this confidence in me as an incoming first-year teacher, and all of that confidence I realized stemmed from my AVID background. I was in shock that my AVID background unlocked the doors to teaching for me. I'm now teaching 3rd grade math and science at that same school. The school is a Title I school, and it's a magnet school, so it's got the incoming neighborhood students, and it's got the more affluent students coming from outside the neighborhood. AVID's truly given me the tools to teach all of my students, regardless of their backgrounds. When I was writing this speech, I started thinking, what AVID strategies do I really use in my classroom? And it's hard to differentiate because everything I do comes back to AVID. It's been interesting going from AVID at the college level, teaching AVID at an elementary level, and now going back to school for my master's at that same university. The biggest things I've taken from my AVID experience are the ability to be well-organized, have multiple rigorous teaching strategies, and to be a reflective thinker. Being able to teach my students these same skills has helped so much in the success of my first year as a teacher. Looking back at my first year teaching, there are so many points where I was so thankful for AVID, but mostly those points where my first strategy just didn't work. Many other first year teachers wouldn't have been able to go on from that point, but me, I had a surplus of millions of strategies that I could just pull out and I would be fine. I'm constantly asked by teachers on my campus, how does Avid look in my classroom? As a student teacher in another city in Texas where everyone knew Avid and I could bounce off ideas with other teachers and administrators for lesson plans, to now being the only one on my campus who knows what Avid is, it's been interesting. And at my school, I am the voice for Avid. And I'm proud to be the voice for Avid at my school. I'm thankful for the TPI program and for professors like Lorraine Spickerman and principals like Dr. Tremmel and friends like Jonathan Grant Brown who see the importance in Avid and continue to teach it to many more future teachers. Thank you, guys.